Imagine a long road cutting through the desert in West Texas. In between stands a small town called Sierra Blanca. It looks like a dot on the map, easily missed if you're driving too fast. No malls, no movie theaters, and only one fast food restaurant. The town is nearly silent, yet strangely, it knows exactly what it feels like to be in the world spotlight. How could such a tiny place, with only a few hundred residents, become the holding ground for celebrities like Snoop Dogg, Willie Nelson, and Fiona Apple? Don't be too quick to judge. Sierra Blanca isn't just headlines about marijuana and celebrities. Beneath its quiet exterior, life moves slowly, with stories of the border, surveillance, and a community hanging on amidst drought, stagnant economy, and the stigma that comes from all directions. Sierra Blanca isn't a major name on the American map. It stands firm in Hudspeth County in West Texas, a region rarely touched by luxury or crowds. The town spans 4.8 square miles and lies along Interstate 10, the freeway stretching from California to Florida, cutting through thousands of miles and thousands of stories. But when the trucks speed by on their way to El Paso or San Antonio, most drivers don't stop here. With a population of only about 600, the media calls it a tiny West Texas town, and it truly is, nearly like a painting, flat, barren, and simple. The desert surrounds the town with a quiet, polite silence. During the day, the sun scorches the cracked earth, and the desert wind sweeps fine dust into the streets. At night, the sky stretches wide with no light pollution, revealing a cluster of stars like an ancient tale. But while the natural beauty here is undeniable, life in Sierra Blanca is not without its boundaries, geographically and socially. One of the most talked about stories to ever come out of the Texas desert didn't involve cowboys or outlaws, but Hollywood celebrities and a little bit of weed. Welcome to Sierra Blanca, a town tucked away in silence, yet home to one of the most unexpected entertainment headlines of the decade. It all starts at a place few outsiders even know exists, a border patrol checkpoint just a few miles outside town along Interstate 10. This is where, in 2010, Willie Nelson was pulled over. Agents caught a familiar scent coming from his tour bus. It didn't take long before the country music legend was detained for marijuana possession. A year later, it happened again, this time to Snoop Dogg. During a routine check, agents searched his bus, and once more, cannabis was found. The rapper even took a selfie while in custody, as if he were stopping by a film set, not sitting in an interrogation room. The list didn't end there. In 2012, Fiona Apple, the moody, soulful singer, was arrested at the same location for possessing marijuana and hashish. Even actor Armie Hammer, later known for more controversial headlines, had a run-in with this tiny checkpoint.
So let's get to it. So basically what Armie Hammer's team is saying is, not a great husband, he's into some weird things when it comes to in the bedroom, but he's not a rapist.
To most people, these stories sound like jokes. How could so many big names in American entertainment end up in custody in a town so small that even most Texans have never heard of it? Was it just coincidence or something more deliberate? For the locals, though, it's nothing new. We're used to it, one local officer said in an interview. Some think it's funny, others feel a bit embarrassed, and most, they just shrug it off, knowing that tomorrow another celebrity might be next. The checkpoint wasn't designed to catch celebrities. It's part of a broader system to monitor drug trafficking and illegal immigration. But thanks to its strategic location, right along the main route between California and Texas, it's become a kind of polite trap for anyone a little too relaxed about what they're carrying. Yes, it's ironic. Big names from the entertainment world getting caught up with the law in a town with no spotlight of its own. But that's Sierra Blanca, quiet, unassuming, and somehow still capable of making headlines around the world. Life here isn't bustling, but it's far from dead. Most residents work for the local government, schools, or public services. Some serve in the sheriff's office, others in road maintenance or transportation, roles that may go unseen, but are truly the backbone of the town. As you drive deeper into town, you'll spot modest buildings. No shopping malls, no movie theaters. Entertainment often means catching up with neighbors at the gas station or gathering for a small church event. But in that simplicity lies a powerful sense of connection. Kids play sports at the school field. Family names show up again and again on class lists and church bulletins. In the town center, not much has changed for decades. There's a small school, a tiny church with an old bell tower, and of course, the sheriff's office, now more famous for its celebrity visitors than for any local crime. And then there's the Border Patrol checkpoint, a plain white structure off the highway that has unintentionally become Sierra Blanca's unofficial landmark. Not because locals take pride in arrests, but because it's the only reason outsiders know their town's name. Living in the desert means dealing with extreme weather and isolation. But for the people of Sierra Blanca, this is home. A place where everyone knows their neighbors, where the wind speaks louder than car horns, and where time moves with the slow drift of desert sand. When it comes to tourist destinations, Sierra Blanca doesn't usually make the list, especially not when compared to places like Austin or San Antonio. But that's exactly where its strange charm begins. There are no amusement parks, no grand museums. But for those who love peculiar stories, those who see the real world as a kind of indie film plot, Sierra Blanca offers something else, an experience. A small town that once made headlines for celebrities and weed, only to sink quietly back into silence, as if nothing ever happened. The tiny jail at the sheriff's office may not be open for tours, but imagine if one day it became part of a Texas roadside legend tour. This is where Willie Nelson was booked, the guide says with a grin, pointing to the worn-out door. And for lovers of the extreme outdoors, Sierra Blanca has its own wild draw. Wide-open desert landscapes, perfect for off-roading, casual hikes, or simply sitting still and soaking in absolute silence, a luxury you won't find in any modern city. No, this place isn't for everyone, but for those searching for weirdness, stillness, or the faint trails of strange stories in the middle of nowhere, Sierra Blanca might just be the most memorable stop of all. Not every town is remembered for achievements. Some earn their place in history through great battles, scientific breakthroughs, or famous natives. Others, like Sierra Blanca, land on the public map because of sheer coincidence. A single checkpoint, a routine search, and one famous name passing through the desert. Ironically, Sierra Blanca never set out to be famous. It doesn't have Hollywood, but it has, on more than one occasion, hosted some of its stars. Not on a red carpet, but in a dusty holding room inside an old sheriff's office. And that might just be its charm. This town is a reminder that even the smallest places can make it into big stories, even if only for a moment. And for the locals, life goes on, far from the flash of any camera. Maybe you'll never stop in Sierra Blanca, or maybe you'll pull over, fill up your tank, and quietly wonder, is this the place? The one where Snoop Dogg got busted? You might smile, start the engine, and drive away. But that story? It's already etched into the highway, alongside the dust and the celebrity weed lore. So if you ever find yourself passing through this town, will you stop? Or will you just drive on by?